Hi everyone, and welcome back to Shell's Glam Home. Well, today I'm excited to share another glam DIY project. I'm taking a thrift store dresser and converting it into a glam mantle. I hope you enjoy. I've been after a good dresser for quite some time because I had a wonderful idea in mind. This dresser was marked at $15, but when I got to the register, the lady said that all dressers were now $10. So $10 for this wonderful dresser was the perfect shape and size for what I had in mind. It had a little bit of chippy paint, but that wasn't going to stop me. Now, I had some assistance here from my husband, but anyone could do this, guys. Basically, he's just removing the hardware first of all. Now, I know you're all going to say, what is he doing? Now, don't freak out. All he's doing here is taking apart the drawer, and we're going to keep the front of the drawer. Now you're going to repeat those steps for the next 2 drawers. You're going to do that to 3 of the drawers and end up with 3 front pieces. The 4th drawer I didn't use. Now our next step is to take off these timber slats. Now you're going to need a saw here. My husband used his electric saw, but any handheld saw would be fine. Now be sure to keep the very top beam, guys, because that's going to come in very handy. So now taking our 3 pieces, we're going to make the shape of the mantle. You're going to take the left and right hand side pieces and you're going to measure them to size and cut off the edges. Now once that was in place, my husband drilled in the pieces for me, but you could use a liquid nails for this or just normal nails as well. Now once they were screwed all in place, it was getting a little dusty here, guys, so I vacuumed and cleaned up all the areas and made sure that it was now ready for paint. So after a good tidy up, you can now see that we have the exact shape of the mantle. Now I wanted to point out here, we cut one of the pieces a little bit short. That's why you can see it here. But I'm not concerned about that, guys, because you will see how I cover that up as we go along. Now taking a sanding block, I sanded the entire piece first of all. Now I wanted to give my mantle a very good undercoat. So using this Dulux Precision undercoat paint, I took it outside and gave it 2 coats. Now I was very generous with the paint here, guys, because this is a primer and I wanted to make sure my top coat stuck nicely to the mantle. So here is some footage just of the first coat. was drying, you know your girl Shell loves to decorate her mantle. So I went on to the next project. I took these little dream catcher rings. Now you would have seen them on my previous video where I used the larger ones on my kitchen dresser makeover. These are the smaller version, as well as those little craft sticks. I then got my favourite Gloss Vivid White spray paint and I spray painted them all. Now off camera, I also painted the rest of the mantle with my top coat, which was also Gloss Vivid White by Dulux. And now comes the glam fun part. I took these dollar store mirrors, guys. I picked these up, there's 6 in total. What I was going to do was originally paint the frames, which you can see I taped it up here, but I decided not to, and I actually decided to remove the mirrors from the frames. Now, lying my mantle on its back, I decided to take the mirrors and I'm going to cover the entire front in mirrors. Now you want a very good glue here, guys, so I'm using this liquid nails and I placed a heap of it on the back of each mirror. Now I glued the first 3 at the very front of the shelf. I then positioned the rest of the mirrors in place on either side of the mantle. Now remember those dream catchers, guys? I positioned one at either end of the mantle. So basically what I did here is I'm going to glue the circle into the center, and I took some of those sticks. Now they're very thin, guys, so I was able to cut them just with scissors. So basically I'm just positioning the circle to the center and then taking my glue, I'm gluing the little sticks around the circle. While they were drying, I then took this dollar store craft paper that I just picked up. Now it resembles a mirror, guys, so I cut pieces to size to go round my mirrors. Now you can see that I've put one in place on the side of the mirror, but I'm pointing out here that I'm actually making frames with those craft sticks. So I made a frame around the circle. Then took some more of that dollar store craft paper that looks like a mirror, and I cut it to size and added it to the bottom of my mantle. Now here is just old footage of some dollar store mirrors where I was playing around with the design. I took these mirrors, guys, and actually glued them on top of that mirrored craft paper, but I was just showing you here how I ended up doing it. I ended up using 2 large square ones at either end of the mantle, 3 of these smaller square ones, and 2 of these round ones. Also from my dollar store, I took these decorative rhinestone strips. Guys, these were heaven sent. They were definitely going to make my beautiful project with lots of bling. So you can see here that I used those strips to go around the entire frames at the top of the mantle. Now I also added another strip of that mirrored craft paper underneath these frames. I then added these glam strips to the joins of my mirrors. I then wanted to add some extra bling, so I added more of those strips underneath the circles. For the back of my mantle, I used another piece of that beautiful mirrored craft paper, so it looks like there is a mirror reflecting off it. Now I wanted to add a little bit of a top to my mantle. Now you could use here, guys, a canvas or a piece of wood, but I had these two mirrors on hand, and I thought just by sitting them on top, they'd make that perfect glam statement to the finish of my mantle. Now I also wanted to add a little bit of candlelight, guys. So I took these electric flame effect candles and added them inside my mirrored lanterns that I already had. I also added some fairy lights for a decorative touch. And here is my completed mantle. This was such a fun project to create. I knew that I wanted to show you that with thrift store items and dollar store pieces, I could create a mantle for you with a very glam style. And the best part of all, guys, is that I created this for less than $80. All up, this took me about 2 days' work. First of all, I just shopped for the thrift store dresser, brought it home, hubby helped me construct it, then I did the painting. On the second day, when everything was dry, guys, I then put all the mirrors in place. So do you have a dresser or chest of drawers at home that needs a makeover? Here is an inexpensive way for you to have your very own mantle this Christmas. Now guys, if you're not overly glam, that's totally fine. It would still look amazing. Convert your dresser to your own personal taste and you'd have your own mantle in a matter of a few days. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I truly hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've inspired you to have a go at your very own glam mantle this weekend. Don't forget, guys, to like, share and subscribe to my channel because I'll be back real soon with more DIY projects, inspirational ideas and room tours here at Shell's Glam Home. So until next time, my friends, I thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.